The master bowmakers of Sherwood fled to Pengwern to escape Sir Maric's revolt. As a result, there are new quarries in the Hills of Poets that provide cheap...
On my way. On my way.
The Mad Emperor of Ibaracum, Septimus Sulla, commands the Ghost Legions, the once legendary warriors who have returned from the mists of the other world. You can't fight an army where the soldiers keep coming back, so you must close the gates with a shard of the Grail. One of these gates is on the lands of the Roman Caracallas. As you get closer to the heart of the former Caracalla land, strange emotions fill your soul. Enormous energies rage around Hadrian's wall, and your shard of the Grail begins to pulse. You hear snippets of twisted whispering and a humming, but there is no one around besides you. Even the landscape is unnatural. It looks as if it has been frozen by the touch of the winter. Tendrils of fog creep between the dead trees, and the ground is covered by a thin layer of ice. Your soldiers are cold, though it is not freezing weather. To your great surprise, the former Caracalla villa is not guarded by ghost legionaries. You are relieved and anxious at the same time, as it may also be a bad sign. Your troops surround the building, and you descend the stairs to the secret hall. When you step in, you see something very strange there. You immediately see what the hall is for when you see the blood-red runes on the walls. The stub of a Roman marble statue holds a magical crystal that burns with a blue light. One of the walls is missing, and you only see an empty void in its place. The statue is clearly magical. Although it is unable to move, it is alive in some way. When it feels your presence, it opens its glowing eyes.
What is your purpose, creature?
You ask him. I guard the seal as you have ordered, your highness. Do you want me to give it to you? The statue answers obediently. The golem hesitates for a heartbeat. Then it answers you in a stern, lifeless voice. The crystal only belongs to the Emperor, and you are not him. If you try to take it, I must destroy it. This worries you because it is dangerous to unleash the powers dwelling inside. There is only a blurry, flickering layer of mist where the wall should be. You see constantly changing silhouettes behind it. Your warriors are still busy finding out what you are looking for, so you realize that only you are able to detect the phenomena. You carefully touch the wall with your hand, and you feel the shard turn red hot. You feel tremendous power and terrible horror at the same time. You also sense the presence of a cruel entity which is trying to get inside your mind. It takes a while to pull yourself together. Suddenly you are aware of the identity of that presence. It was the abnormal, sick essence of the Emperor of New Rome. This place was one of the most important sources of his power, so he still must have some connection with it. It looks like the golem has confused you with the Emperor for a minute, but eventually he got everything right. Maybe you can deceive him with the shard and the gate, but to do so, you have to connect with the ghost of the Emperor. This might be dangerous. You touch the wall with your eyes closed and cautiously begin to focus. Soon you feel the border dissolving and you enter another world. When you open your eyes, you find yourself in an endless corridor and you see strange living mosaics on the walls. The different sections of the mosaic depict various scenes, always ending in a different way. These must be the memories of the Emperor. The first one depicts a battle, the second one shows you a sad woman, while the third has Hadrian's Wall in the center. In a heartbeat, you find yourself in the middle of a raging battle. Your legionaries are fighting in small groups surrounded by countless picked warriors. Your loyal centurion asks you for a merciful death with a poisoned arrow in his chest, and two officers try to get you to safety. It breaks your heart, but you know that you must do it. You stab your childhood friend. You return to battle fighting like a mad demon. Then the fatal blow strikes you from behind. When you fall to the ground, you see the smiling Emperor. He grabs your hand, and then you are in the corridor again. You are standing in the Emperor's quarters. Your wife Navia stands in front of you with sad eyes. You clutch a dagger engraved with runes. A storm is raging in your soul. You want to help your wife, but you are unable to comply with her request. You sadly shake your head and lower the dagger. But Navia suddenly grabs your wrist and falls onto the blade. You stare at her in horror, but she acted in vain. She can't die. Then you blink and suddenly you're standing in the corridor again, still shaking from the shock. You stand on the rampart of the wall, watching the charge of the Picts. A group of old men, women, and children are fleeing from them. They are begging you to let them in. Your second in command, who is standing next to you, glumly shakes his head. The guards open the gate, and the refugees try to get in as soon as possible, but the Picts are immediately behind them in the chaos. In the next heartbeat, the wall crumbles under your feet, and you fall into the void. When you reappear on the corridor again, you see the grim wall on the mosaic. As you raise your head, you see your own reflection where the mosaic was. You're wearing a toga instead of your armor, and your head is crowned by a bloody laureate. There are red lights burning in your eyes, and you are standing in front of a huge wall, so you have become like Septimus Sulla. You return to the secret hall feeling uneasy. Your warriors are waiting for you, so you don't waste any time and order the statue to hand over the crystal. He obeys without hesitation this time, and now you are able to close the ghost gate. As you leave the Caracalla villa with the crystal in your hand, you think about what you've been through. You are not so sure how you feel about the Emperor anymore, or what you'd have become in his place. At least you are one step closer to overcoming him. The ghost gates are now closed, except for the one where the Emperor tore a hole in the veil of the world. You must return there and destroy the ghost legions once more. Although you can't seal this gate, you will be able to prevent the ghastly warriors from coming back and to weaken the Emperor's powers so he can be defeated. This will bind you in place though, leaving Morgana Le Fay with the task of marching against the Emperor himself.
On my way.
You're here at last, Southerner. I've watched you march across my land, bent on tearing down all that I've built. Had I not been bound to the seat of my power, I would have met you on the battlefield to deal with your rebellion long ago. But now you are almost within my reach. You think you can best my grand design? Then come, challenge me. You may have defeated some of my servants, but know that they are nothing compared to what awaits you at my wall.
On my way.
Your wish? On my way!
On my way.
Yes, my lord!
Ready to serve. On my way.
Ready to serve.